your students to introduce themselves.
Oh, go ahead. Do you want to say who you are?
I'm Drake.
Nice and loud. What's your name? Her name's Selena, and I'm Miss Evans, or Karen for you. Yes. You're not
Okay.
shy, right? No. You're a little shy. Are you a little shy?
But my students are not shy at all because they almost do these sessions almost every day. So they are not
that's
shy.
awesome.
Yeah, you can see my students. Subramania Srinivas, it's your turn.
Sir. Hi friends, this is Subramanya Srinivas, a 7th grade student from G.P.H.S School, Ilavaram.
Yeah,
My-
your hobbies and your favorite subject. You
Sure.
can share something.
My hobbies are reading books and playing games. My favorite subject is English. My favorite food is chicken biryani.
So what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be IAS officer when I grow up.
Can you explain what does the IAS mean?
Indian Administrative Service.
Okay, so that's the top job in India.
Oh, very cool.
Yes. So Sahiti, it's your turn.
Yes, sir. Hello, everyone. This is Sahiti, an 8th grader from G.P.H.S School, Ilavaram. My favorite color is blue. My hobbies are playing games and reading books.
So what do you want
My-
to be?
My future ambition is to become an IAS officer.
So same, Indian Administrative Service. Okay, Nandini, over to you.
Yes, sir. Hi, friends. This is Nandini, an 8th grader from J.P.H. School, Ilavaram. My hobbies are reading books and playing games. My favorite color is green. My future ambition is to become a software engineer.
So which country or what country you would like to move if in case you get a software job? Do you have any favorite country to visit or to try your luck?
Australia, sir.
Australia.
Hello friends, this is Radhika. I am an 6th grader. I am from G.P.H.S Ilavaram. My favorite color is pink. My favorite food is chicken biryani. Here my question is, what schools are popular in your country?
So she is asking a question. So what schools or what kind of school system is so popular in your region or your country, whether it is a public system or private system?
So we only have public schools that these kids go to right now. We have some private schools, but they're not super popular. And then we also have charter schools, which are publicly funded schools that behave more like private schools. But I would say the majority of kids go to public schools.
And do you have any questions? Any more questions from your side? My students would like to answer.
Do you guys have any questions? What kind of stuff are you guys wondering?
What do you guys like to do at home?
Okay.
So what was your question?
What do you
Yes.
guys like to do at home?
Do you guys want to share what you do at home? Because they already answered, but you guys didn't say.
Yeah.
I just like relaxing and playing on my Switch.
What's your favorite game on the Switch?
Pokemon! But also, I like playing games with my brother, which he's 13. He don't know how to be nice to me.
Okay, remember. What about you, April? What kind of stuff do you like to do?
I like to draw and steal my brother's pillows.
Oh, nice.
And just hit him with it a lot.
Okay.
It is with your friends from America. Or Sahiti, would you like to do that?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
I play with my sister and help my mother in my home.
Okay. So in what words you help your mother?
Helping in her domestic works.
Okay. Domestic chores. Okay. That's good. Students, do we have any more questions from our side? You can ask.
What is Michigan famous for?
Oh, yeah.
Michigan is shaped like a mitten, and it's famous for being surrounded by these lakes that are so big that they look like oceans. So to us, we're probably walking distance to the beach, and it's normal for us to have a lake that is so big. But when other people visit us from other places, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this looks like the ocean," because the lake is so big that you can't see across. And so there's 5 Great Lakes, and we're by 4 of them.
So I also heard that your state is sharing the border with Canada. Yeah, how far is Canada border from your school? Where it is located?
It would probably take about 2.5 or 3 hours to drive there. Yeah, so I know people here don't use like paper money or coins very much anymore. But when I was a kid, all the time you would have coins, and some were American and some were Canadian, and you just used them both. Like it just didn't matter. And then I moved to Illinois, which is further south, and I tried to give someone a Canadian coin, and they were like, "This is Canadian. We don't take that here." But in Michigan, like we do. It's not a big deal.
Okay. So here is the currency note of our country. You can see, yeah, it's a currency note. It's 200 rupees note. And this is a 100 rupees note. You can see on each and every note, you can see the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Are you able to see?
What do you guys notice is different about their money?
Colors.
Yes, beautiful.
Colors. Ours like is only green.
This is another one.
There's that
Okay. So any more questions from your side?
What else were you guys wondering? You had a lot of questions about their school, I think.
I had a question about how old they were.
Oh, okay. Do you want to ask that?
How old are your
Nice and loud.
students?
Okay. Dikshit. So here almost 13, 14, 12 and 11 years old. So some here my school provides the grades like 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. So here only the 6th, 7th, 8th, only 3 graders are there. Multiple graders are there here in this classroom. So students, Radhika, would you like to ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, ask.
What subjects are taught in Michigan?
So why don't you guys answer that? What subjects do you have in school?
Math, writing, reading, writing, science, social studies. Yeah.
And then what do you guys come to me for? So you guys, they all have their regular teacher who they're with the whole day, and then they come to me for which subjects?
Reading and math.
Reading and math.
Yeah, reading and math.
Okay. So how much time you spend at home to do your homework? Here in my school, my students hardly spend 1 hour to complete their homeworks. So how about there?
Well, I'm there I'm at my own classroom until 10:15.
So he's asking like, how much homework do you have when you get home in the evening? How much homework do you have?
None. I have none.
So you don't have homework. What about you, Selena?
I have like almost like I get like 2 papers a day, but if I don't finish all my papers, I just do them at home.
So how long do you think it takes you? Does it take you less than an hour?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Jacob?
I only like if I have like tons of homework and like
Mm-hmm.
and if I don't have to like do all of it, I do like only 2 and then like I get time to relax and all that and that makes me happy when I get it done.
Yes. And when do you get the summer vacation? I mean the break for you. So the longest break. For us, I think summer break is the longest break, and we are now enjoying the summer break.
Oh wow.
Like, is it asking about the
Yes. Do you guys want to tell them what summer break looks like?
Summer break looks like
So
it's just like a weekend, but like a very like a couple months weekend.
yeah, it's
A very long weekend.
this summer is short because typically we have this holiday called Labor Day, and because tourism is so important in Michigan, most of the schools historically have started after Labor Day just so they have more time for people to travel and for the economy to be good, whatever. And then recently schools have started starting before Labor Day, so our summer has shifted a little bit. So this year we get off June 16 is our last day of school, and then the students will start I think August 28th. But that's a shorter summer than usual because we're shifting from starting after Labor Day to next year we'll start before.
Okay. So I have one more question. Do you guys take the examinations? So how often do you take the examinations? If a student fails to perform well in the examination, so does the student, will he be promoted to the next grade or will he be demoted to the lower grade? So what will happen?
So we have state testing we do once a year, and that doesn't have very much of an impact on how we teach or how we pass kids along, because we care more about what's going on in the classroom and their classroom performance. And there's a lot of research on not holding kids back. So we try not to hold kids back to have them repeat a grade. I know sometimes they do that in the lower grades. And each teacher kind of has a different opinion on if they're going to hold kids back or not, but it's not based on examinations. It's based more just on classroom data and classroom observations. And then once students are placed in special education, they will not get held back.
Okay. So we have a set of questions related to the special education. Maybe we can try another time. So yeah, we would like to ask those questions. So you are requested to answer to them. So students, do you have any more questions from your side? I think yes, Superman Srinivas, go ahead.
Yes. Do you have uniform in your school?
We do not have uniforms in our school.
No, most public schools do not.
And now I would like to share a little information about my country. And you can see this is the India's authentic cuisine, chicken biryani. If you ask my students or if you ask anyone in India, they always say that this is their favorite recipe because this is a very delicious, mouth-watering and spiciest food. Of course, you might not like this because it's too hot, too spicy for you. And this is a three-wheeled vehicle. It's called auto. In India, wherever you go, you have to travel through this vehicle. This is the cheapest mode of transportation. After this, the bus occupies the second place. And this is the morning breakfast for Indians. Almost all the Indians, they like to take this breakfast. It is called idli. And this is dosa. If you see the Indian food, it is mostly the rice-based food rather than the wheat-based one. The rice is the major part of our menu. And this is the iconic structure of India. It's called Taj Mahal. So have you ever seen the Taj Mahal? At least a picture in your textbook or somewhere?
Yes, for sure. You guys have seen it before?
My grandma went on a trip last summer and she video called us and showed us.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay. So here is another statue, a biggest statue located in our region. It's called Amaravati, and it's a Buddhist statue. As you all know that the Buddhism, the Buddha, the Lord Buddha actually was born in India, but the Buddhism has spread the rest of the world. So here, this is the India. India consists of 28 states. Just like USA has 50 states. In India, we have 28 states. This red dotted part is Andhra Pradesh. This is exactly where we live, this part. We are so close to the Bay of Bengal. That's the information about, a little information about my country. You can ask any general question if you want.
Sir, can I?
Yes.
What is your school timing?
Did you say timing or dining?
Yeah, timing and dining
Timing.
also.
Oh,
You can say
okay, all
both.
right. Go ahead, you can say. Because our kids got a little excited when you said your school started at 9. When do you guys start?
On Tuesdays we do have late starts. Doesn't the school start at 9?
Yeah, so on Tuesdays, we start around the same time as you because all the teachers have a meeting before school, so the kids get to come to school 1 hour later. But
Okay.
on the other days,
School starts at 8:20
mhm.
and it ends at 3:20.
Okay. And while I was presenting the slides, I explained about the menu, special menu given to my students almost every day. So do you have such a menu since your school is a public school?
So our students get free breakfast and lunch as well. However, we don't have school on Saturdays. We do have this backpack program that a church has started for some of the kids that need some extra help on the weekends. They'll like very discreetly deliver groceries to them in their locker so that they can bring them home over the weekend. But why don't you guys talk about the school food during the week? Because I noticed that yours looked very healthy and
Yes.
it looked really good. What is ours like?
We have some food the people that work in the kitchen cook sometimes. And then we also have a hot lunch and a cold lunch. One side is cold and one side is hot.
So cold lunch means you bring it from home.
Yes.
And then what about hot lunch? What are some of the things that are made?
Sometimes we have tacos and I don't know,
Pizza.
and other things.
Jacob, what do you have every day for lunch?
Favorite day.
Peanut butter and jelly. What's
Yeah.
your favorite lunch? Do you have a favorite?
No.
No. Do you
like
think
all
our
of them.
lunch is good or not good?
It's a
It's okay. And what's your
Okay.
favorite?
I like fries in the we have fries in something that goes
Okay.
with
Okay.
my
So
favorite.
yes, my students assemble almost every day in the morning at a particular place where my head teacher is supposed to give some instructions and some some moralities and some stories for 5 to 10 minutes. And in the assembly, my students sing our national anthem also. It is a ritual. It takes place almost every day. Do you have such rituals like your head teacher is supposed to give instructions to the students and
We have a principal, and at the beginning of the day, there's like announcements like on a speaker that go to all the classrooms.
Yeah.
And he will do this thing. Yeah, we definitely do the Pledge of Allegiance every day, which I think is probably required for all schools. And then we have these things called Eagle shout outs, which are basically ways that we like tell students that they have done above and beyond an amazing job. So he'll like draw attention to the kids that have done a really good job, he'll remind us of expectations and then just tell us anything different that's
And
happening
tell us
today.
what we have lunch for today.
Yeah, and what is on the lunch menu for today.
Okay. Time you guys go to bed every day, and what time you get up?
Oh, good job.
You can say, you don't have to wait to be called on. What
Um,
time do you go to bed? What time do you wake up?
I wake up at like 6, but my dad woke us up at 7 today. And I go to bed at 10.
Okay, what about you, April? What time do you go to bed? What time do you wake up?
I could say where I wake up. I wake up usually at 6 or 7.
Uh-huh.
It depends what day it is. And I go to bed at whatever my head chooses. I don't go to bed until like 1
So
in the
you don't
morning.
have a time that you're
Nope.
supposed to? Okay.
I don't have a time.
What about you, Jacob? What's your bedtime?
I usually go to bed by 8.
Mhm.
And what time do you wake up?
6.
You just moved, so you have to wake up earlier to catch the bus, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So here is my last question, and you know that your Michigan is located almost close to the Canada. So how many states you guys have visited so far?
How many states have you visited? So outside of Michigan, where else have you
Yeah.
been?
Yes.
I haven't been anywhere.
So a lot of our kids have only been in Michigan and they haven't had an opportunity to travel. What about you?
I moved to
Oh, you've been everywhere. You've lived different places.
yes,
Mhm.
is that?
Yep, Montana. So Michigan, Montana.
And I've never been to Florida.
No.
Never. Those are the only 2 places I've been.
Okay.
And
And-
Michigan is not my favorite place because I hate the spiders.
Oh, no. And again, both those places are places you've lived. So
Yes.
she also hasn't really traveled because she's lived both those places. And what about you?
I've grandpa that lives in Oregon.
Oregon, have you been there then?
Yeah.
And Michigan, obviously. Where else?
I believe there's Mackinac.
Yep, that's still in Michigan. And I would have to count and get back to you, but mine's probably 23 or so, I would imagine.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for allowing my students and me to interact with your lovely students. So if you don't mind, could you please take a camera a little away from the students to the classroom so that we would like to see your classroom? Okay, that's so nice.
He's waving to you.
Yes. So nice.